Well, if like me you haven't heard of a mid-drive e-bike before, well, in this short video I'm going to give you a little overview as to what they are and why they differ. So here we have the Hitway BKU1 mid-drive e-bike, and unlike this one where the big old motor is in the rear wheel, in the mid-drive the motor is here in the middle. So this e-bike for me has two massive advantages. Firstly, it's a lot lighter, so that makes lifting it a lot more easier for weaklings like me. And the second reason is quite obviously, as the motor is in the middle and not on the rear wheel, basically it means if you ever have to change the rear tyre, well, this is a lot easier. For some as well, even the appearance of looking more like a traditional mountain bike is quite an attraction too, with the only obvious way you can tell it's not traditional is by the massive battery in the middle. So these saddlebags aren't included as standard with this bike. I have them because ultimately it's my aim to do a spot of e-bike packing, and basically these bags are pretty huge and they do hold quite a lot of gear. Right, so onto the bike itself. So this is a UK road legal 250 watt bike, so there's no need to worry about it getting confiscated and crushed. It means it will travel at 15.5 miles per hour, which to be honest is plenty fast enough. It has 5 electronic speeds and a 7-speed Shimano gear. It has front suspension and hydraulic disc brakes, which in English means you can stop quite fast. Now the battery on this bike is an absolute beast, and it says it can do between 75 to 93 miles. Now I haven't range tested this bike yet, so I don't know how close to those kind of numbers I can get, but clearly things like rider weight, where you're riding, what the weather is, all those factors are going to come into actually how close to those numbers you're actually going to be able to get to. But what I would say is that the simple fact the battery is so much larger means you are clearly going to get a lot more mileage. Now there is quite a cool function on this bike, and actually I think all Hitway e-bikes have this now, and that is this thing. Now this isn't some tacky keyring. It's basically, well, this is a keyless bike, well, except for this key which you use to lock the battery. But essentially all you do to start the bike is tap this here and off you go. So now the big question, how have I found riding the mid-drive e-bike? Well, to be honest, I do actually prefer it over the hub drive. The main reason for this is that the bike does feel like a much more natural ride. So the bike might have 5 speeds, but to be honest, I only really used the first 3, and actually even going up these hills, I was only in second gear, or second speed basically. It does feel a lot more natural. And also another thing that I've noticed with the mid-drive over the hub drive, if you have a hub drive and you go to pull away, you might notice the motor sometimes takes a good few seconds to kick in, which can be a bit annoying if you're trying to pull away quite fast before a car comes at you. Well, with a mid-drive bike, I found the motor kicks in instantly. So as soon as your foot goes down the pedal, the motor kicks in. And that is significantly noticeable for me. Now the more technical way of saying that is that the motor is powering the drivetrain rather than the wheel. Therefore the power delivered is a lot more optimized. This also enables a better torque due to the high precision torque sensor, which is super important for when riding hills, providing seamless assistance that feels like an extension of your own legs. So I've been doing some reading on the internet to find out what the disadvantages of a mid-drive e-bike are, and there seems to be 2 main ones that I can see that people say. The first one is because the motor is in the drivetrain, this can lead to more maintenance of the drivetrain. And the second is that mid-drive e-bikes can be more expensive than hub drives. Now for me, I've only found one disadvantage over the mid-drive, and even then it's not actually a disadvantage now. Basically the first few times I was riding it, I suffered from a very severe numb bum. But I've actually just realized as I'm saying this, I didn't get a sore derriere when I filmed this video. So clearly my backside is getting used to it. But otherwise, I think that's pretty much it for this video. So as always, I hope you found it useful. And until next time, take care.